Nice. Time to see the rest of Hellgate Field. First, we're going to get an upgrade to gun channeling. The two we can afford are faster cooldown and longer duration. They're basically identical, so I'm going to pick which one I want based on which further upgrade I would prefer. So I'm going for the one that will allow us to shoot through walls during gun channeling.
Jackie Estacado. What a pleasant surprise. Have you finally come to your senses?
Much like Bragg, Victor's gonna follow us around, bothering us. No real effect to it, just makes him more of a unpleasant villain who I don't enjoy at all. I don't enjoy any of the villains in this game. But in the meantime, we found our first black hole and then dropped it. So here's a replacement. It's the black hole. Does precisely what you'd expect, and what you saw it do in the first game.
The Brotherhood will never stop Jackie. The darkness belongs with us.
And Victor's flown away again through the giant clown face. I didn't even bother to check what was playing in the movie theater. Surely there's some hilarious jokes on that marquee. But I'll never know. Nice easy round of reinforcements. Mostly for the sake of getting Hitman executions for more ammo.
Close the gate!
Now this is a familiar sight.
Your time is over, Jackie!
This exact clown gate, with the impenetrable teeth and all, was in Dandyland in Splatterhouse. Not that I terribly mind that they're doing so much ripping off of Splatterhouse, because I think this is a good level. I enjoy it. I like the carnival setting. I don't mind where they got it from. Even if it's not stolen, who cares? Unfortunately, the gate doesn't just open back up. That would be too easy. Our combined forces aren't enough to break it down.
No worries, Jackie! I'll find something for you!
We once again rely on the Darkling to save the day. I had one run of this level where the Darkling ran up there and never returned.
Hi, monkey! Think this tank might help?
Yeah, he just disappeared around the corner. Never saw him again. Waited like 2 minutes and nothing ever happened.
What's the matter, Jackie? Don't know where you're going?
You do need to throw that propane tank to progress, even though it doesn't do anything. Just incites the next phase to attack. And it's quite a phase. They've got a good plan going here. Got this narrow alleyway with a shield guy in the front and a spotlight in the back. So the mouth of the alleyway is bulletproof, and they will turn off all your powers except for bullets using the spotlight. At least we broke the armor on the shield, and the shield is very near the mouth. We can either go for a lucky shot on the spotlight, or charge in and try to grab the shield. Both would work. So I'm doing both, I guess. And now, we can get through. And we don't even need a freaking pistol anymore. I don't even remember why I ended up with a pistol there. You know, I had dual SMGs going into this area.
Someone there?
Grab that relic. Right through the bars. Guess we'll have to wait to see what it even was. And another area with unavoidable lights.
Run! Get away from the light.
Usually you could just power through there, get past the spotlight, and break it from behind. But every time I try, they block me in. So now we're stuck in this corner for a little while. The armor that the Brotherhood relies on is... well, it's out of place. It's all pointy, glows like magma. It's very asymmetrical. It's not a darkness design. Doesn't really suit a organized group like the Brotherhood. I don't know, it never seemed to fit the design aesthetic of the game. And we see another black hole. There it is. Black holes, now that we have unlocked the ability to use them, will occasionally replace the heart of a killed enemy. So we can grab a black hole instead, use it as a weapon. We can't control when we get a black hole, so there's no strategic way to use them. They do replace a heart that we might have needed. Should we step into the light right now, we will drop the black hole and it will disappear forever. And it's not even that terribly effective. It has a limited number of targets that it can affect, so even if you throw it into a group of 10 guys, it'll only affect 2 or 3 of them. It's not a great upgrade, unfortunately. It was the ultimate weapon in the first game, but they nerfed it. One of the multiplayer characters gets a much better version of the black hole, if only for the fact that he can use it at will. So to get past this one gate, we have to explore this whole labyrinthine area that's blocked off at strategic locations. Really does not seem worth it, but it's level design for you. We are getting to the part that I consider the highlight of this level, and I do think that this level is one of the better of the game. I just think this stretch to get to the good part could have been cut way down. Here comes that word again, it's padded. Overkill the one remaining guy. Now we can move on. I always find the just visual design of these narrow corridors to be overly busy, so I have a hard time finding which way is the correct way to go. Then more forced light. You get a little bonus to your Dark Essence if you kill someone while you're blinded. Very little, it's only 20 points. Not exactly worth grinding. We only need a few more upgrades and we'll be basically unstoppable. We'll see that surprisingly soon, how unbelievably powerful you can get.
Did you really think that would work? Take him apart, brothers!
Guess we need bigger bombs. But first, it's a rooftop shootout, which is pretty neat. We don't have very good guns for the matter. Yeah, SMGs aren't going to do it, and a shotgun certainly ain't going to do it. This'll have to work. I'm really bad with iron sights. I don't know what part I'm supposed to look at. I try to put guys' heads, like, right in the exact center. Never seems to work. I usually end up shooting over their head. And everything we've done so far has only opened the door to the arcade. So we're gonna go play some Pac-Man. That'll solve our problems. Wait, I'm thinking of Namco franchises again. Wonder why. There's just a few more people on our way before we get the high score. Then we can check out the arcade machines. They're a bit disappointing. They don't go for any of the good jokes I would have hoped for. Space Intruders, of course. And like, rail shooter game. They did go for the Pac-Man reference with Pie Man. Still, no Mortal Kombat joke. F-.
Let's go some travel. This might be a way through that gate, monkey.
Looks like we're gonna use the well-known fact that carnivals keep giant tankers of propane on premises to solve our one remaining problem. Yeah, that's unfortunate. We got the propane explosion to look forward to, but this game always gets like 80% of the way to being like a stylish Bulletstorm type mad catharsis romp. Then just falls very slightly short. It's close enough that I like it a lot, but it lacks that legendary status.
Darklings, stay away from the light.
Took like a whole magazine to hit that spotlight. Still, that's a dangerous spot. If I don't die, that's good enough. Oh, black hole, right at the perfect time. I did finally get an MP7. The upgrade to the UMP. Pretty sure it's like the same, except a slightly larger clip.
Open the door, mate, and I'll plow through that gate.
Once we get our relic, we will send the Darkling on his way. Asshole turned on the headlights for some reason. No way around it, just gotta go through the lights. Didn't affect anything, but you'd think the Darkling would know better. See, that's superb. It's exactly the kind of fireworks I was hoping for. If they achieved that level of style more often, we might have seen a Darkness 3.
You think I don't know the darkness is changing you, manipulating everything you do? It's going to control you, just like it always does with the weak ones. Makes you see things, doesn't it?
You can make this hard or easy, pal. Just give me the siphon.
Jackie, you really are delusional, aren't you?
Well, we skipped the freak show. But we're gonna make up for it with the Castle of Horrors. So this is gonna be a fun gimmick section. Quite enjoyable. Not gonna want to miss our relic though. And we'll blow our upgrade points real quick. Not really gonna use our upgrades, but we will someday. So now we can shoot through walls. Extremely powerful.
Come on, Jackie, it's this way. Oh my god, this is gonna be so scary. Promise you'll protect me.
Jenny? What is this?
Come on, don't tell me you're still afraid of the dark. Is this fun or what? I just peed my pants.
Uh-oh, we got a survivor. Even the swarm refuses to kill him. Oh well.
Thanks for protecting me. However, can I thank you?
Jenny? Jenny?
Another disappointing day with Jenny. Cut short just when I was about to get good. Hope your Valentine's Day goes better than Jackie's. All he has to show for it is this Iron Maiden. It'd sure be a terrible idea to open that thing. And we've got absolutely no reason to do so.
Comfortable? This ancient relic can hold you for as long as it takes to drain the darkness from you. And then we'll burn what's left of you alive. I tried tried to help you, but now we do this the hard way. Mr. Peevish, prepare the thorn bed for transport to the mansion.
First time I ever got busted, they stuck me in a place like this. Not the cops. Those bleeding hearts let me off with a warning. But those pricks at the orphanage, different story. They sent me straight to the box. 24 hours, locked away, in the fucking basement. You ain't ever seen darkness that black. Something like that's too much for a kid. Might have even broke me, if it hadn't been for her. About once an hour, Jenny would find a way to sneak down there and whisper through the door, "Don't worry, Jackie, I'm right here." But that was a long time ago. Jenny's not waiting outside the door. And I ain't afraid of the dark. The Brotherhood thinks they can trap me in here. But they have no idea who they're fucking with. I am the fucking dark. And I bring the darkness with me.
Ah, the Crescent of the Sun, considered by many to be the greatest mystery and biggest letdown of the past millennium. You know, if you don't count Rocky V. The Crescent was wielded by the Angelus approximately 800 years ago for half an hour. She claimed it was forged from a single drop of the sun's flame, that it would bring about the final end of the darkness. What she forgot to mention, however, is how the Crescent would do this, which is important because she never got a chance to use it. Carrying it into battle against the darkness, she was immediately disemboweled. A bit anticlimactic for sure, but it only gets worse. A few years later, the Crescent was rediscovered by a holy warrior. Once again, the blade was wielded against the darkness. This time, it even managed to get a few good swings. But you know what? The blade passed through the darkness, like a knife through water. Later, after monks recovered the Crescent from the warrior's corpse, it was tested against multiple targets. Turns out the blade passes through all matter. People, stone, trees, kittens, just whoosh, goes right through. No harm, no foul. Could be only the Angelus can wield the Crescent, but if so, why has she never tried to reclaim it? Personally, I think the Angelus talked a big game. It was just as surprised as everyone else when the Crescent turned out to be worthless. Which begs the question, where did the Crescent come from? I got no idea. But I hope she kept the receipt. Okay, Jackie, time for a quick history lesson. Buddhism was founded by Siddhartha Gautama. I don't even know if that's the right pronunciation, just go with it. Siddhartha led an extraordinary life, but for our purposes, his death is what's important. History says Siddhartha announced his imminent death at the age of 80. Immediately after making this announcement, he ate his last meal. It was an offering made by a blacksmith. Siddhartha then became ill and died. Obviously, there was more to it, but I'm not here to teach Religion 101. Those are the main points. Before dying, Siddhartha made sure his followers knew that the blacksmith had nothing to do with his death, because, from all accounts, Siddhartha was a pretty stand-up guy. Unfortunately, he was way off on this one. The blacksmith totally poisoned him. And that's not all. He also gave Siddhartha water from his pitcher. This pitcher. As you can guess, this is no normal pitcher. This pitcher works like a soul pump. Drinking out of it creates a mystical vacuum inside the jar. Stop drinking, and your soul is whooshed into the clay, where it remains until the magic is broken. The magic on this relic is unbelievably strong. It's held for over 2,000 years, and that's why this relic has earned the name Siddhartha's Tears, because Siddhartha is still trapped inside. Who'd do such a thing to such a nice guy like Siddhartha? I think you already know. The darkness is the enemy of peace and unity. Its wrath is not always violent, but it is cold and unyielding, just like Siddhartha's tears. Or the Red Sox. Ew. Oh, you feel that? This thing's hitting an 11 out of 10 on my creepy meter. Just being near it, it feels like I got worms under my skin. Worms that are creeped out as I am because they got worms under their skin. Am I painting a clear enough picture? You may look at this and see an iron mask. Just a common torture device used to humiliate someone. It didn't cause any physical pain. It was just a symbol. If a person was dirty, their mask looked like a pig. If they fucked around, it looked like something that fucked around. I don't know, a rabbit. Okay, now if you look closely at this mask, you'll see it kind of looks like a demon. Makes sense since it was worn by a former Darkness host. Maybe you heard of him? Vlad the Impaler, better known as Dracula. Not many people can claim they were the source material for a famous monster. In fact, I only know of two. This guy and Helen Keller. What you don't realize is that this mask isn't creepy because Vlad wore it. It's creepy because he wore it voluntarily. He wanted everyone to know exactly who was coming to impale them on a giant fucking spike. And just to add insult to an insanely painful mortal injury, do you know what he named his mask? The Mark of Cain. As if to say, that's right, bitches, I'm unkillable. This might be the most fashionable fuck you in the history of man.